What is going on, guys? This is Hunky Donkey, and we're here for a new draft league. My deepest apologies for stopped uploading KCTL and other Wi-Fi content in general. Just had a lot of personal issues with my computer, with my family, and that's, for the most part, is taken care of. Life has gotten more hectic, but I also miss playing draft and uploading, so here we are in a more feasible format. Showdown. I might upload some champion stuff later, but for now, this at least will be somewhat consistent. Anyways, this is a Gen 1 Legacy draft league. Legacy meaning each season goes gen by gen. This draft is hosted by Hades of Ender, really popular guy in the ATV scene and Smogon, I think. And yeah, Gen 1 is really interesting. It has its own set of unique mechanics. I don't think overuse will list everything here, but there's some clauses such as sleep and freeze, because they're both really broken. Decent clause for moves like fly, sidewave, I guess, according to this webpage, and dig. There's also some mechanics that are really interesting regarding the Pokemon themselves. Obviously no darks, no steals, no fairies, so normals and psychics are really, really broken. There's also, what's a random Pokemon I could put? Let's put, like, my boy Blastoise. As you can see, no abilities or items, and EVs can be all maxed out. There's no IVs, there's something called DVs instead. So really basic stuff when it comes to prepping, but it's my first time playing, so I'm just trying to have a fun time with it. This is going to be a 5-week season, and as you can see, I actually have the wheel pick in a 6-man draft pool, just because Gen 1 dex is obviously pretty small. So what could I possibly have gotten in the standard draft board? Well, since I'm the 6th pick, Mons in the 80-point tier, Tauros, which I think is the best Pokemon in tier, Snorlax, Chansey, and Alakazam are all gone. There's also some other guy, I think the Starmie was also taken, so that left me with a few options. I decided to go with Executor. Like I said previously, Executor is a grass psychic type. Psychics are naturally broken. We have obviously Psychic as the move, but a lot of utility with Explosion and Sleep Powder, which I can abuse given how nice Sleep is in this format. The last move could be like Hyper Beam, Rest if I want to have Longevity, Mega Drain, Toxic, Substitute. You can really see the flexibility, at least for Gen 1 standards, this Pokemon gets as a monster special attack to, or special attack it's with just special in general in 125, which is really fucking good for your Gen 1 standards. And since I do have the wheel pick, I had a choice to pick my next guy. So instead of going top heavy, I wanted to draft where all 8 months are breakable, and that resulted in me trying to find guys that are cheap for their value in my opinion, or at least my very limited opinion of what Gen 1 is. And that's going to be the 12-point guy that I found that could be useful. Big Tentacruel. Tentacruel is interesting because, again, similar special monstrosity here, so these serfs. Blizzard's a really good move here, 98% accuracy are nice, but the big reason why Tentacruel is special is because of Wrap, and which prevents the target from moving 2 to 5 turns, and is really broken in Gen 1 specifically. And of course Last could be stuff like Rest to be healthy, a barrier if I want to be a little evil and twisted. Yeah, this Tentacruel is gonna be fun as fuck to use. Anyways, 10 to 11 picks later, it was my turn again, which I could choose 2 Pokemon. And as you can see with these 2 guys, T-Wave is really plausible into my team, so I needed a ground type, and guys like Rhydon and Golem were taken, so they gave me 2 options. I could go with Dugtrio, which is significantly faster, but a little bit weaker than the option I did end up going. Big Sandslash. So Sandslash is interesting because it really only needs 1 sun, and that's going to be your standard Sword Stance, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Sun. But it can honestly be a bunch of different things for the last slot, like Slash, Rest, Submission, Seismic Toss, etc. It's just here to really punish those pesky electrics coming on the T-Wave, etc. For my next Pokemon, I wanted something that can abuse how broken normal is in the game, and I wanted really good normals, like Snorlax, Tauros, Chansey, obviously got taken Persian, which is really cool because speed is impacted, crit is impacted by speed, and Persian is a crit farmer. That got taken around to a few other guys. There's really a threshold between like these guys, like Kingsgun, Persian tier, and obviously the 80 port tiers, and something all the way down like there's no normal tier, but like I don't know, like Eradicate or something. So I want to grab my normal as soon as possible, and that's why we went with Big Dodrio. Dodrio has one job, and it's to clean once the Rhydon or Golem is down, which is pretty easy to do between these three guys. Agility, Drill Peck, Hyper Baseline. That's all I need. Could be a little creative with Substitute Toxic Rust, I guess. But this guy's frail, but fast and hits hard. That's all its jobs to do, is just clean, clean, clean. And I, for one, think it's supported pretty decently. Anyways, back to my next few picks. At this point, a lot of the people who spent top heavy, which is like literally the other 5 guys in my pool, had to go for the cheap options, so I had a little bit more flexibility than others at this point on what I could draft and what Pokemon were remaining. So first off, I would like to introduce to you a Pokemon that is my favorite in the manga, and it's actually pretty decent for this team. That's gonna be Big Poliwrath. Those of you that know me know how much I like to praise going top of water. I know how optimal that is in Gen 1, if I could be honest. Stats are more like Jack of all trades, master of none, but what's really interesting is its utility. And first of all, the coverage is also good to Surf, Blizzard, Ice Beam, Psychic, but having access to Hypnosis, to Amnesia, means Salad Poliwrath could be a menace in the right matchup. And in the pinch, Seismic Toss submission could be good against, like, well, submission for like a Snorlax, and Tauros, and Seismic Toss for things that refuse to die. So yeah, next up is one similar to Dodrio, where I need to rely on my top 3, and like it's not Poliwrath to break in order for it to produce. It's going to be Moltres. Moltres has a monster special attack and access to Fire Blast, one of the strongest fire moves, if not the strongest in the game. Fire Spin for trapping, and a little bit more flexibility, but it's mostly these two moves. Like, it's here. Really good bulk for how strong it is. Attack is pretty solid too, so it could be mixed if I really wanted to. Speed is 90, which isn't too shabby at all. So, as you can see, between all of these guys, there's a few stuff I'm lacking. For starters, Ice and Psychic Spam is really good to me, so I want something that obviously is cheap because it's all I can afford, but can handle a Psychic with coverage mostly. That's why we went with the surprisingly sleeper pick in Big Drowsy. Drowsy has 90 special attack for that value. I'm sure as hell gonna take it. It's gonna be here to be a Psychic check against certain guys. I won't name it because I have to prep against one tomorrow. But if you see my up sees this, who cares? It's just here for the niche matchups, like any final Pokemon in the 8-mon draft is. And I think it's just really funny to have monsters like Moltres. Honestly, none of the guys look too intimidating outside Moltres, I guess like the Geo. And then having the child of a pedo in Big Drowsy. Okay, we're finishing off this draft, as you notice, with like some roll compression that I'm kind of lacking. One is a Pokemon above 100, because even though it's not 100 is really good for Gen 1 speed creep standards, having that 105 tier is nice. And I don't have a flying resist, so to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, excuse me, just thinking about Magnetism for some reason, I decided to draft an electric that can feel both niches but also be really malleable in a few matchups, which is going to be Electabuzz. I'm a big fan of the Elekid and Electivire, I guess line. Elekid and Little Cup, Electivire and DPP. These guys are frauds literally everywhere else but VGC. So having Electabuzz in the format where it can actually be good in singles, it's exciting to me. It has Thunderbolt, Psychic, which the coverage alone hits pretty much everything for the team, except for like Executor, ironically enough. Quick Attack, Raz, Sasutas, all really solid options, really flexible options depending on the matchup. Not much else to say here. So yeah, this was a really unscripted draft explanation of my team. 5 weeks So matches should go by pretty quickly. This season in general should be going by quickly. I'll try to upload everything I can and stay as long as long in the league as I can possibly can, so we can try to go gen by gen. I appreciate you guys sticking around. If you made it to the end of this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. I promise I'll be uploading a little bit more content, especially with champions coming about. And yeah, thank you for watching. See you then.